gang, Vince Wishart here, down in Denver, Colorado. Power Network event. Of course, we were able to stay on for a mastermind with Prosperity Team, and just really getting up. I'm going to do some exercise here before the day because I've been here without doing any exercise at all for a little bit, and for me, I really got to keep my body, my temple in shape so that I can utilize my mind in the best way possible. So for me, that works really, really well. But I was just reflecting on yesterday. There was this neat guy who had been in Amway for a long time, and he had so many great things to say. And I used to be in that same business years ago, and what I like about that is the trainings and stuff that they had back in those days were absolutely phenomenal, and the Puzzle and Latitude books and the things they plugged us into were second to none in that sense. I mean, the vehicle took a long time to build. It was pretty stable once it was built, but nowadays I can't imagine how tough that would be to try to build a business like that, because everybody and their dog over the years has heard about Amway and what Amway salesman or whatever would be all about, and so nobody's really into that anymore. But I remember him talking about some of the trainings and things that he was using back in those days, and some of the books and the tapes that they used to plug us into. And recently, even back in Calgary, I had a fella who pops around the studio quite often, and God bless him. He brings in all these. I buy my vitamins from him because I really particularly care for Amway vitamins, and but I really like the books and tapes, things like Napoleon Hill, Think and Grow Rich, and the Dale Carnegie How to Win Friends and Influence People, and all those different positive mental attitude books that they were plugging us into. That stuff stuck with me, hey, and I never really stopped reading and doing that piece. So all the way through, like, I'll always opt for a positive mental attitude book so I can keep my brain and my mind associated with greatness and people that are really making a difference in this world. And I really appreciate the value of that. And I remember this guy, I hadn't heard this analogy for so long, and he talked about, I think he said he was in Amway for 35 years. Wow. And it took him a long time to ever even go direct. I think he said like a decade, and then the next stage after that, it took him like 2 more decades or something. I don't know. It was pretty crazy. I'm going to be interviewing him today. I'm going to get this all on video because it's a pretty neat story the guy has. So he was talking about the difference between turkeys, chickens, and eagles. And he said, a turkey would be somebody that you go and maybe try to recruit. Back in those days, it was about recruiting, eh? And so you try to talk to somebody about it, and they go gobble gobble gobble. Oh, that thing, that's all. You'll never make any money. Gobble gobble gobble. And then he says a chicken is somebody who you say, okay, chicken, and you throw them in the air and you say, fly, chicken, and the chicken goes and flies right down to the ground, smash, crash and burn, right? And so lots of chickens, eh? And then an eagle is somebody who just flies and sails right away, right out of the gates. And there's got to be some eagles around because people are still actually making some money in Amway and stuff. So, but apparently, he says, what's the difference between a chicken and an eagle and turkeys is that you got to go through a lot of turkeys and chickens before you can get to an eagle, hey? So I guess like that in that sense, it's like a numbers game. Numbers in that game were maybe like, would it be nowadays? Like, I think back then it's probably like 1 in 100 when I was at it. and so nowadays, and that's just people getting involved, becoming a turkey or a chicken. And nowadays, I can imagine that the numbers might be like 1 in 500 or something. But now, in this gig here, there is no recruiting, and just we present ourselves, our authentic selves online, do a little bit of video chats, like kind of like what I'm doing right now, and then people get involved. Like it's like so many people, and this thing gets in front of so many people without having them to make any decisions, because there's no sales involved. So you look at this thing, and then of every 100 people that might come by, you're going to get 2 that sign up. $25 level. $25 level is really not much of a commitment, and they get privy to all the information, and then people might make a decision for themselves to go a little further. And there's a bunch of different levels. Of course, the way I see it, that there is a level of $5,200 or so, $5,175, whatever the heck that is, and that's like a full-on commitment to one's own life, and to make that investment into themselves, into their future, just to make this thing just a cakewalk to achieve their dreams and stuff like that. I mean, to me, that only makes sense to me. So that's what I did, and then a little bit more for another training down here too, because I'm really committed to my future, and I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired of being sick and tired of being broke. I mean, I do okay with the business that I have, but if I was to like slip and fall, I mean, it would be like, I mean, I'm so maximized on my bills, and I wouldn't be able to do any more. You can't squeeze any more resource out of me. So I'm really excited about this thing. The phenomenal amounts of monies that people generate out of this thing is staggering. Results will vary. However, I've not seen the kind of monies that can be made in such short periods of time, and creating long-term residual income for people doesn't make sense to me. And I've been looking at things all my life. I mean, I studied Robert Kiyosaki. I've been in a whole whack of different network marketing things. Actually, Amway I did pretty good at. That was the first one I was involved in, and ever since then, Nutrition for Life. I did some stuff with Kevin Trudeau in there. Some of you guys might know him as the king of late night infomercials. So he was involved with that one too, and that. But did okay with that one a little bit, but the rest of them was just like, some tough deals there, right? So anyway, I mean, I really love Amway today, and I still take their products, and I still love the way they go about things, and they have a dynamic resource. And the thing is that the guys that we're involved with in this one are all doing the same kind of trainings, but just like it's the next evolution of those trainings. I mean, some of the visualization exercises they use in this gig to help us become, on a molecular level, what we dream is phenomenal. It just brings us right in alignment with those dreams, eh? So pretty powerful stuff. And I love to have powerful stuff happening in my life. So, guys, I'm really pumped and excited for you, and I'm looking forward to seeing you on the beaches of the world. Talk to you soon.